Standing by.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Complete.
The portal to many dimensions is open. And it opens into the Galar League. Ohayo gozaimasu. Konnichigen. It's your favorite superstar, the multi-dimensional Tajigen Kaiden, a sentient star cluster in virtual idol form. Happy Thursday/Friday, whatever day it is for you. We are ready to head into one of the most exciting leagues, in my opinion, out of this whole series, which is the Galar League. It's exciting because it has that whole thing going on where, like, gyms are on stadiums. I have mixed feelings about that, actually, but I like that it's actually exclusive only to Galar. And I hate that you have to dress up just to go to a gym. Like, I already have an outfit. Why do you want me to change into another outfit? Just to challenge the gym and the gym leaders and... No, but it's a nice, exciting league. Leon is probably one of my favorite champions. It's not my absolute favorite champion. I think I still give that to Blue or Cynthia. But, I think it's gotta be Blue, especially with that theme of his. Although Trace also has that theme from Let's Go Pikachu Eevee, but that's another story. Yeah. Great to see you all here, though. Glad to be here on YouTube for the 8th out of the 9 of these streams. Now, again, I may be speaking very soon, but, you know, because the stream is just getting started, we haven't actually built the trainer cards, but we are getting towards the end, and if it all goes to plan, next week, yes, we will finish this series. What is gonna follow after that? Well, we're not gonna have any more Pokemon building streams. I'm hoping to maybe do Pokemon Showdown, one stream in which we have Pokemon Showdown matches of some sort. Not sure though. I will need to have some sort of specific objective for them. Speaking of which, I'm starting to feel like I want to have the specific objective of completing like an entire quest series tomorrow in Final Fantasy Friday, which I believe is called Into the Maelstrom. Gonna figure into the thumbnail of that, by the way. You wanna see the thumbnail? Tomorrow, when I do the announcement of the stream. The Twitch streams are announced a little bit differently. Yeah, because when the waiting room is up for a stream on YouTube, I announce it the previous day usually instead of on the day itself. But I'm starting to, well, especially if it's early. For a stream that's like at 5 PM Eastern, like this one, I'm thinking maybe I'll do it differently. Speaking of which, though, my plan right now is to have a Master Duel stream also here on YouTube, so there will be more YouTube streams next week than Twitch streams if it goes to plan like that. And continuing with Team Chronicle that we did yesterday, we lost a lot, but we did so many gems, we got so many gems, I meant to say, and by just doing a bunch of challenges. Earlier today, I logged into Master Duel a little bit just to take a look at some things. Started to really get to building that Super Quan deck. It looks okay. Again, it's a super themed deck. Not really going for meta or anything. Looks alright to me though. And, well, I am missing quite a few ultra rares. Not as many as I thought though. It may also depend on which cards I'm going for, but I will have to like dismantle some and then build them, etc, etc. All in all, I need 5 ultra rare cards. 3 of the same, 3 of an effect monster, 1 that is an Xyz monster, also effect, but you know, Xyz is the important thing. To keep it simple, we just say Xyz here. I'm just going to say Xyz here. Because I already have 1 copy of it, and then I want another one. And then 1 for, I forget what it was, but it's an Xyz card that's like in a lot of Xyz decks. It's a Mecha Xyz monster, Sky Zeus or something like that, Divine Zeus. It's like you know, it has like this mecha name, like A220B or something like that. I don't remember what the name was, but yeah, Sky Striker Zeus. Not Sky Striker, no, it's not a Sky Striker, but something like that. And it's even better for this deck because it's a mecha, so it fits it really nicely. And it looks to be a super powerful card. Like, it has an effect, like if an Xyz monster attack on your turn, you can possibly use it. You can just summon it like that, I think, and then you detach a material or something, and then you destroy every other card, or rather you send it to the graveyard, except that same card. So it has a lot of potential. It will probably be very powerful in that deck, and I hope I have a good time using that Super Quan deck. Once I finish it, I will have a Kamen Rider base deck, I will have a Super Sentai base deck. The only thing that will be missing is Ultraman. And well, if you want to extend to Kaiju, but I'm talking about like the trinity of Japanese superheroes. Not talking about tokusatsu, but rather Japanese superheroes. Yes, they fall into the tokusatsu category as well, but not necessarily, we're not focusing on that. Although I still want to do a Kaiju deck though. I mean, yeah. Hey, speaking of Kaiju, we're about to get into Pokemon. And today, it's gonna be the league that introduced Dynamaxing and Gigantamaxing, so you wanna see more Kaiju? Oh yes, we're gonna see them. I mean, it's only gonna be the building of the trainers, of the teams on trainer cards, but they do offer the option to show some Pokemon in their Gigantamax form, and yeah, I mean, we might as well use it here for that. I don't know if we're gonna see every single Gigantamax form. Let me open the browser window quickly. I want to have the Gigantamax page open to see if we can get every single one represented. Or I might check this off the stream. As I said before, what I'm eventually going to do is that I'm going to upload all of these into a gallery. I will share that gallery with everyone, maybe a Google Drive gallery. I don't know if there's another place that might be better, but it will be shared. But I do need to double check some of them and change them, especially the earlier ones. Some of the teams have definitely changed. I brought some Paradox Pokemon from Scarlet and Violet, but I don't want to do them anymore because I think they're in the same category as Legendaries and Mythicals, sort of, including the Ultra Beasts, you know. And I mostly want to avoid them on these teams. But yeah, that's what I'll do with Yu-Gi-Oh! The Ultraman-based Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck, or rather archetype, I think it's this Neo-Spatians? I'm not sure. There was another one that was based on that. Let me just look it up. Just googling just googling Ultraman Yu-Gi-Oh! I see a lot of fan-made Ultraman cards, but wow, actually, you know what? I'm gonna show this on the stream because this is kind of cool. Something I found out, but Elemental Heroes, you know, Elemental Hero Neos, the Neo-Spatians. I might do something based on that, especially because I already have a lot of Elemental Hero cards. There were some other hero decks I wanted to build, not necessarily based on Kamen Rider, but other things like Destiny Heroes, bringing in Destiny Heroes, and the others I don't remember, etc, etc, all sorts of Elemental Hero decks. My boy Yuki Judai! Seems we have something in common right there. You know, in the manga of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, I'm gonna talk about this while I set this up, by the way. In the manga of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, the Elemental Hero cards that he has are actually lent to him by a friend, by someone. And he later acquires the Mask Hero cards as his own, that he got on his own. He got them created for himself, or I don't know what the circumstances are, but yeah. Because the Mask Hero cards don't show up in the anime, which is such a damn shame. Hey, I talked a little bit about a sequel idea I had for both GX and Duel Monsters yesterday on the stream, on the Master Duel stream on Twitch, but hey, if that happens, that would be a really great time to have Mask Heroes on Judai's deck. Jaden on the English dubs, but I always go for the Japanese names. So I will still try to say the English names here and there to clarify in case you don't know who I'm talking about. But look at this card. What is this card? I think Yu-Gi-Oh! Is doing Ultraman references again. Card name is the Power Up, with this beautiful star character in between. I love it. I use it a lot, in case you haven't noticed. Oh, actually, I might be able to read this name. Zapawa Appu. Zapawa. I actually don't know the Y character, I just inferred it from the context. But okay, Zapawa Appu. And this is a Rush Duel card, but it's interesting. Yeah, I'm surprised, somebody's saying, I'm surprised there isn't a Yu-Gi-Oh! Archetype based on Ultraman yet, considering they have one for Super Sentai and Kamen Rider. Well, there is Elemental Hero Neos, his design's pretty clearly based on Ultraman. They have those Kaiju cards. Yeah, some of them are based on... One of them has an Ultraman Belial, bases, which is the one that shares a name with me. The Radian, the multi-dimensional kaiju, Tajigen Kaiju Radian. And Belial is part of the inspiration, and then the others are like regular kaiju, Mothra, Ghidorah, Godzilla, Mechagodzilla, Gamera based. Yeah, Gameciel. That's why I pronounce it Gameciel and not Gameciel, because I think it's Gamera. It's not said Gamera, after all. Oh, look at this beautiful banner on the subreddit. That's gorgeous. Yeah, with the that's the thing though, with the Elemental Hero Neos and the Neos Patience and all that. Yeah, they're talking about Radian, the multi-dimensional kaiju. I want to bring, like, I want to do an Ultraman-based deck, and Radian will be part of it one way or another. I mean, kaiju cards can be useful because you can just tribute the opponent's monsters and boom. If you don't have any way to get rid of that kaiju that you summoned on their side of the field, though, you may have just given them something powerful. But it's kind of similar to what you do with Nibiru, the primal being. Anyway. I'll look more into this off the stream. Today is meant to be about Pokemon, right? Here's the Gigantamax Pokemon. You want to talk about Kaiju? Let's talk about Gigantamax. How many Gigantamax Pokemon are there actually? Does it say the number here? With the Gigantamax factor. Like anybody can Dynamax, but then Gigantamax is with the unique form and everything. And Eternamax with Eternatus. We're not gonna see Eternatus here. We're gonna avoid legendaries and mythicals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Niju Ichi, Niju Ni, Niju San, Niju Yon, Niju Go. Niju Roku, Niju Nana, Niju Hachi, Niju Kyu, Sanju, Sanju Ichi, Sanju Ni. 32 Gigantamax forms. Would be great if we could see all of them, honestly. That would be the ideal. We'll see what happens. Well, the only ones I know we're not gonna see are gonna be the legendary mythical ones. Urshifu. Who else was here? Melmetal. Melmetal wouldn't be there. As fun as it is to have them. Yeah, Charizard I already know. This Gigantamax Charizard, we're gonna see that in Leon's team. Man, I love Leon though. He's such a great character. Like, he's the type of champion. If I were a champion in Pokemon, I would be like him, I think. I would be like a super hype one that likes to stir up the crowd. Do it in front of large crowds, preferably. There's something nice to doing it in like a champion room and everything, but like as the champion, I would try to exert my influence on the league to say that, hey, let's make this in front of a crowd. Doesn't have to be all the gyms, just me. Whenever somebody challenges me, let's do it in front of a crowd. If they're comfortable with that. If they want to do it in the private room, let's do it there, of course, but I would probably set up the private room to do what Kaiba did. Here's another Yu-Gi-Oh! Reference. What Kaiba did in the duel against Yugi in Battle City, in which he summoned holographic projections of a crowd. And you know, it wasn't just the visuals, they were doing noise, there were the cheers, the boos even. Mostly cheers. So, I would have that. One way or another, we're gonna get a crowd, okay? We're gonna get a crowd. But yeah. Actually, let's switch the music. Let's see if there's any Galar lo-fi or something. One way or another, I think we can have music based on the Galar region in some way or another. There's several mixes we can go for. Each of them nearly an hour long or so. So let's go for this one first. Just gonna reduce the music. Wait a minute. That's not Galar! This is not Pokemon! Is this Pokemon? This sounds like Super Mario 64, Dire Dire Dogs. I don't know because I haven't played Sword and Shield yet. Huh. Sounds a lot like Dire Dire Dogs at the beginning. I was expecting that part to kick in. But it didn't kick in, that's what makes me think it is Pokemon. Oh, wait. I think I know what it's based. I think it's based on, like, the Hall of Fame music in most games, which Sword and Shield probably has, like... Doo-doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. But the beginning sounds a lot like Dire Dire Dogs as well. Something like that. That's so funny. The reason why it sounds more like Dire Dire Dogs is that it's slowed down and it's more of a lo-fi way. This sounds like music that could be underwater with the instruments they selected. It is only until now, after many years of knowing both songs, that I hear the similarities between Dire Dire Dogs and the Hall of Fame theme of the Pokemon games. Interesting. I'm gonna make a note of this. Just so I can look into this later. Might be the same composer. It might be more than just a coincidence. We'll see. But we are ready to begin creating the trainer cards. So, let's see here. Okay, so this is gonna be hold on, let me just close this. So again, we're gonna have a different outfit for Ash Ketchum for placeholders for anybody that doesn't have a picture here, or when we go into a gym that doesn't have an already existing character that can be the gym leader, either because they're the gym leader in the original game, sorry, or they are a type expert and they can now be the gym leader. There's no Elite Four here, so there's not gonna be any Elite Four members turned into gym leaders in this case. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. I don't know how many are here though. Let's begin with Milo. So, Milo is not here, so here comes the Ash Ketchum placeholder, as I said. Yeah, it's still relatively recent, Sword and Shield, and they pull most of the pictures from the Master CX game. A few are not from there, especially if they took them from Scarlet and Violet, but most of them are. They rely mostly on those pictures. So if they're not there, they're not gonna be here either, probably. But Milo is the first one we go for. We're mostly gonna go for the gym order. And yes, every gym, both the fighting and the ghost gym, and the rock and the ice gym. So yes, let us begin with the grass type gym. So actually in this cases, I'm not gonna use the Gigantamax picture for Blapple and Appletoon, and this is that was taking a while to load there. I could use the Gigantamax version, but I should like display the unique designs of some of these. Some of them are not gonna have the Gigantamax picture, but then again, some Pokemon repeat each other in some teams. So if I know that I'm gonna use a Gigantamax version somewhere else, I'm gonna put the normal version and vice versa. But in this case, Milo's signature is both Flapple and Appletoon. Appletoon, however you want to say that. He also gets Rillaboom, who has a Gigantamax version, but we're not gonna give him the Gigantamax artwork for Rillaboom because that's gonna go for one of the Pokédex holders. Yeah, the three original starters are gonna go between the male, the female protagonist, the male and female player characters, and one of the rivals, which is probably going to be Hop. Because, yeah, Marnie is gonna have a different party. I don't know if it's gonna be the gym leader Marnie or... Yeah, I think I did put Marnie as like the gym leader. Probably not though. No, I'm probably gonna make it be Pierce and not Marnie. And I'll give a different party to Marnie. Let me take a look at my document here. I actually did set Marnie as the dark type gym leader. I might have to give her a different team here, but I'll set her up as the gym leader for now. I might do an alternate team another time. Because since I did the original document that I'm consulting right now to make these teams, I've decided that on this hypothetical game that this would be in, like these ultimate teams would be in and all that, you would also have like a ton of people be your rivals from the original games, and Marnie would be one of them. So she would be a rival along the journey. And maybe in the post-game, just like in the original Sword and Shield, she becomes the Dark-type gym leader. So we'll see. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna make Marnie and... what was the name of the other one? Bed? Not sure how you say his name. I think it's Bede? Bede? I'm gonna say Bede because his Japanese name is Beat. Bito. 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 That's what I'm gonna do at least with that. And I'll figure out what teams to give Marnie and Bede. Remind me if I forget to do Marnie's and Bede's teams at the end. But alright. Let's get back to the card maker with the grass type gym, Eldegoss. So, couple things I want to mention here. One, as I said in previous streams, what we aim to do mostly with these teams is to represent the Pokemon that were introduced in the generation that introduced the region we're doing this for. So Generation 8. Newly introduced Pokemon in Generation 8. But when we run out of them, we may go for... we may go for a different team altogether. For different Pokemon that were introduced before, or sometimes even after. As long as they're... well, preferably as long as they're in the Pokédex of the region. And in some of these cases, they're Pokemon that the original character had, or rather the character had in the original games. Sarina... let me see his teams. Yeah, the Galarian Star Tournament. Sarina, where did I get Sarina from? I probably just got it from the Pokédex. Cherim was based on that. Why did I do Sarina? Right. Yeah, it was kind of randomly selected between Ludicolo, Sarina, and Bellossom, Shiftry. So yeah, he gets like a nearly pure grass-type party. Flapple and Appleton are the only ones that are not. They're both grass dragon types. And yes, I believe Raihan, the dragon gym leader, is also going to have his own Flapple and or Appleton. And that's the one that may Gigantamax. May. Now, give me a second here. Let me create the folder to save these pictures in. I didn't create it before the stream this time. But it's an easy thing to do. And I need to name the file a particular way. Since the gyms need to have like the type first. The way I name the gyms is that I put like between parentheses the type that they are representing. And then I put the name of the gym leader if applicable. So then all the gyms are sorted alphabetically and they come before all the other characters that are not gym leaders in these deluxe, ultimate versions of the Pokemon League. I get the feeling Nessa will get a picture here. She's one of those that is popular from the games. The most popular ones are probably, I think these are her original colors, right? The most popular ones, quote unquote, are the ones that get a model made. So, from grass to water. Yes, we go for the 3 Musketeers starters for the types, because we go from grass to water and then to fire. It's gonna be fire after the water gym of Nessa here. Her signature is Dreadnought. I'm gonna give her the Gigantamax picture of Dreadnought, because I think somebody else does have a Dreadnought. Let me take a look at it quickly. Just search in the document. Yes, Gordy, the Rock-type gym leader, is gonna have a Dreadnought of his own. I mean, they could both Gigantamax it. It could be that every time you battle them, it's a different Pokemon that gets Dynamaxed, maybe. So you would see, you could see this interchange. But this is just to represent it in the artwork, just to have more variety between the cards and all that. For example, Inteleon here has a Gigantamax form, but we're not using that. We will be using that for the character that has it as their signature. Again, is one of the player characters or is Hop? Is one of them. I nearly always tend to do that with the 3 starters. You may have seen it before in the previous streams, or VODs if you're watching them in VOD format. Barscuda, Cramorant. This Pokemon is so messed up, like seeing it just swallow a whole Pikachu, and like this fish, which I don't know what Pokemon it is, may not even be a Pokemon, but I don't think there's such a thing as like regular animals in the Pokemon world anymore. They're kinda were at the beginning, but not anymore. And it's kinda weird, honestly. I have this hot take, if you will, of Pokemon, in which I think Pokemon works better when there's actual like regular animals If you throw, oh, it's about, oh yeah, it's about a skew that it has, that is swallowing there. I get it now. But yeah, like, it does look kind of funny though when he's doing that whole swallowing thing. But when it, I don't know why I said he, when it is doing the whole swallowing thing like that. But yeah. But like, especially when you see Pokédex entries that say snake Pokemon, horse Pokemon, or something like that. Let's take a look at some of them, okay? Let's take a look at some of them and see what some of these entries say. Sand snake Pokemon. Silly Cobra, sand snake Pokemon. So, if it's referred to as that, then it begs the question, what is a sand snake? What is a snake? If there's no animals, then where is this name coming from? Probably refers to the group of Pokemon that are like slithering creatures with no arms, legs, or anything. It's just one big tube elongating everywhere. At the top of one of its ends, it has a face, a mouth that it opens, nostrils maybe. Something like that, right? Like you see here with Tsunahebi, Silly Cobra. But even then, it's weird. The argument usually used for this is that it's... How can I phrase it? It's that animals can't really exist because the wildlife is like... this world produced the wildlife that is like the Pokemon. And there's no room for animals or something like that. But then, I don't know, it feels like... when you have something like Litwick... if you're going to say that just because you have Arbok, Ekan, Silly Cobra, Sandaconda, actual, like regular snakes or cobras or whatever can exist in this world, then I feel like you got to say that regular candles don't exist because Litwick exists. Because Vanillux, Vanillite, all of those, because these Pokemon exist, regular ice cream doesn't even exist. There's no such thing in this world. You ask people about ice cream in the Pokemon world and they're like, what the hell are you talking about? You mean Vanillite? That's not ice cream, it's called Vanillite. I don't know where this ice cream word or term comes from. Are you insane? Something like that, it feels. That's my whole opinion about it. Like, the Pokédex entries work better. And I don't know, I'm a Poké boomer in that sense, in that I started with the first generation, basically, and back then I still remember that approach that they took for Gen 1 and 2, in that Pokemon were implied to be creatures that appeared in the world after many years of just the world being as it is. Obviously that's not the case when you go for something like Legends Arceus, but regular animals were just a part of the world, and then Pokemon appeared as mutations or who knows what. And Professor Oak was investigating them. Oh, look at these mystical creatures called Pokemon, right? It was like that. Kind of. That's why dragon types were so rare as well. No such thing as dragons, right? And you kind of see this in the dialogue here and there in the Kanto games, even some of the remakes. Oh yeah, when I was reading the Adventures manga, I need to get back to it. I started reading it from the beginning, and some of the dialogue implies that there's like regular bugs and regular rats. Like, they were talking about Rattata, some bug Pokemon, and like the way they were saying things implied that regular bugs are a thing. Insects and bugs, and Pokemon are based on that. Bug Pokemon are based on like regular bugs, right? Rats as well, like... I don't remember what they said, but some of the dialogue felt that way. And it feels like the Pokemon world works better like that. Again, also because of... when you have like objects be Pokemon as well. I mean, if you have Mr. Mime, does that mean that regular Mime don't exist? What are you saying? There's no image of Kabu. A lot of these are gonna be missing, I think, for Galar. But we'll do what we can with what we have. Again, it's why I don't like the fact that they don't allow you to just leave this blank and then you just modify it on your own, but whatever. I might end up doing completely different trainer cards, like I do them in Photoshop or Canva. I feel like I might be able to put something nice together in Canva. But it would be a lot of time. I'm probably better off doing other things. I'm starting to think that the cover, the YouTube short... should I do Gigantamax Centiscorch? I think I'm gonna do that. Because it's the signature of Kabu right here, the Fire-type gym leader. So we're gonna do that. And he also gets Cinderace, but not the Gigantamax. Or at least not here in the trainer card. Salazzle, yeah, we go outside of Galar already. Wonderful Pokemon, Salazzle. Even though it has like a quadruple weakness, but yeah. Then Arcanine. Wonder if I should go for Hisuian Arcanine, maybe. We're gonna go for Arcanine here. And Torkoal. Oh, and I actually did put Hisuian Arcanine. Maybe this was a mistake. Let me see the parties that Kabu has had. I'll just use one of them. A Hisuian Pokemon may be good to have because it's like a representation of Generation 8. Legends Arceus is part of Gen 8 too. Right? Something like that. Yeah, Arcanine, Ninetales. His team is gonna look too similar to Blaine's team if I have two Kanto Fire Pokemon there. I think I want to give him Ninetales instead of Arcanine. Arcanine is the one you see the most often though out of those two. That's probably why I gave that to him. Tell you what, I'm gonna change it to Hisuian Arcanine. And I'm going to give him Ninetales as well. Just to have maybe more differences between Blaine and him. It's fine if some Pokemon repeat, but the less repetitions there are, the better. The fewer repetitions. You know, sometimes I make that mistake a lot, in which I say less when I should have said fewer. Sometimes even the other way around, but it's usually using less when you should have used fewer. Even as somebody who has studied like English beyond just learning the language, beyond just knowing the language. And the first thing that comes to mind every time I make that mistake is a running joke in Game of Thrones. I don't know if it's in A Song of Ice and Fire, like the books, I haven't read them, but from the series. They did it here and there, like a running joke in Game of Thrones, like somebody would say less and then a character that they're talking to or that's within earshot would just correct them fewer. Usually it was, I don't remember the name of this guy, this bearded guy that had a son that was overzealous about the Lord of Light. He was like a sort of mentor, father-ish figure to the princess of the kingdom that he served. And eventually Melisandre did a lot of things in favor of the Lord of Light and all that he just hated her guts. And everything related to the Lord of Light and all that. That's mostly what I remember about his story. Still haven't finished watching Game of Thrones, so I'm only missing the last 6 episodes of the last season. And I probably have left them on watch for too long because of all the bad things I've heard. I mean, I already know that some characters die, this character dies, that character dies. Even how some things end up, but yeah. I'm almost certain that Bia must have something here. She even has 4. Yeah, she's been in Master CX. Even has a sickness suit. Look at her, she looks... Honestly, she looks kind of cute like this. A sort of pouting face, but, you know, she's meant to be this fierce fighter and all that. Yeah, because she also featured prominently in Pokemon Journeys, the series. She was in the top 16 of the World Series, and I think it was the top 16 or so. That's no small feat. Like, she didn't make it only because they wanted like the World Series, the top 8, to be represented mostly by the champions. Yeah, you know, they had... Actually, I want to take a look at that because it is tangentially related to this. It is tangentially related to it. Let me take a look at like her anime. Like, there she is. What was I gonna do? Making beds in the sand. I was trying to get to the link for the article that talks about the World Tournament series. No, this is different. Man, the animation, this type of animation style looks so much better though. But it probably takes more budget, takes more time. For the main anime, I understand if they don't use that, since they have to do episodes pretty much every single week. No, I'm getting sidetracked here. Like, she made it... Oh, okay, there's gotta be something here in the article showing the tournament. Like, yeah, the World Coronation Series, there we go. It also shows all the gym leaders here. for Sword and Shield, for Galar for that matter. Yeah, like the ultimate version of the league we're talking about. Perhaps something similar to this, eh? If you notice on the thumbnail this time, I used the logo for like the Galar League in itself. Where is that logo? This one here, because it's for Galar. No other... Ooh, maybe I should have used this logo as well. Because no, all the others don't have that, because this is like for Galar. Honestly, it could represent every single league. It's something that looks universal. These first two, because this third one looks like Leon, basically. But these two, yeah, they could be for everything. But they look really nice like that. I'm very tempted to just go and modify the previous thumbnails and put that one there. But I'm gonna leave it like this. I'm gonna leave it like this for now. The World Coronation Series, though. The top 8, they had every region basically represented like this. There was a picture showing that. The Masters 8 tournament. I want to see the picture with everyone in it. Yeah, this one. They had one anime exclusive character, which I had mixed feelings about, but I'll get to that in a moment. So to represent both Kanto and Johto through the Indigo League, it's Lance. Representing Hoenn, it's Steven. Representing Sinnoh, you know, representing each region and also representing their games, kind of. Representing Sinnoh is Cynthia. Representing Unova is Iris, which is great. It's great the way that works out because she was a competitive Ash. It's nice. Of course, she went against Cynthia. Rest in peace. Would have been nice maybe to have them face each other as the top trainers in the world now, after they both became champions in a region. But no, she went against Cynthia. She ain't gonna survive that. But yeah, representing Kalos, it's Diantha. Representing Alola is Ash, which I think works perfectly because, again, the original games, there's no champion there. Professor Kukui could have represented it if there had been room, but no, Ash representing that makes sense. Since, first of all, he needs to be in the tournament in the first place, and you can kill 2 birds with 1 stone by making him represent one of the regions as well. Alola, right? Representing Galar is Leon, so that leaves room for 1 extra, which is this guy that was like... I forget his name. Alan, was it? Maybe I got another character, but he was like in the X and Y series, I think, aiming to be an elite Mega Evolution trainer or something like that. And it makes sense for him to reach that. It's kind of cool that he went as far as this, honestly, making it to the top 8 of the entire world. He has reached his dream of being an absolute elite trainer, but Blue, it feels like, should have been there for Kanto, and then Lance could compete for Johto. I mean, at the end of the day, in the anime they did have a separate league, a separate tournament for Kanto and Johto. That needs to be said. So Blue being absent, not Blue, sorry, in this case is Gary. Gary being absent here and instead is this anime original guy, it feels weird, but part of the reason why is because they stuck with the character development that Gary had, in which he abandoned Pokemon battles and became a researcher like his grandfather. And in a way, yeah, if you think about that, it doesn't make sense that he suddenly makes it to the top 8 of the world, but if anybody can make it, it's Gary Mother freaking Oak, okay? Because he's a researcher, he's been focusing on researching, but he's still been training on the side. He just doesn't do it with the intensity that he used to. But he's like, you know what? I want to try getting into this tournament for fun. Let's train a little bit while I'm doing my research, right? And then boom, he's so good, he's so naturally gifted that he makes it, despite focusing more on research. So he's gonna try to be champion one more time, one last run. If he doesn't make it, and obviously he wouldn't make it, he would lose against Leon here maybe. Maybe that wouldn't have looked good if he lost in the first round, or I don't know. Then, okay, yeah. Then he goes back to researching and all that. At least we have the World Tournament in Black 2 White 2, which has been a huge inspiration for these streams, but yeah, like they also did represent him in the season by having him be like pretty much the leader of the, well, no, I think he was just one of the people looking for Mew. I don't know. I haven't seen the anime itself. I just know mostly what has happened in it. But they were doing an investigation into Mew and finding it around the world. The Mew project, something like that. And that works out. That works out nicely. It connects all the way back to the start of the series as well. In that way. Now, her signature is gonna be Machamp in Gigantamax form. Look at that Gigantamax Machamp. Talk about the championship. The World Championship is right there around its waist. Crab Blocked is next. That's a fun looking Pokemon. Maybe I'll have it in one of my parties, in one of my Galar playthroughs. Of course, she needs to get Surfetched. Absolutely. And then Phalanx. And here is the only Pokemon that's not going to be pure fighting type, which is Holucha. Fun Pokemon too. And then Hitmontop. This is probably based on the Pokemon she got in the original games. Hitmontop! So there you are. You know, another thing that I prefer with Pokemon, and it's something that is, again, something that I might call a hot take on it, is that I prefer when Pokemon don't have, like, the cries from the anime. I personally find, it didn't used to bother me, but it's one of those things when you think about it, it's really weird, in a disturbing way, but there's something disturbing about the fact that Pokemon do human-sounding cries. Like, maybe Pikachu is adorable because I'm used to it and all that, but I don't know, you hear something like Gengar, 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 Mr. Mime, Mr. Mime. Not all of them say their name, but especially the more humanoid ones, it's like, it goes into that thing you see sometimes in which every Pokemon eats out of a pet bowl. Even the humanoid ones. You see Sock, you see Throw, you see Mr. Mime eat out of a pet bowl by just kneeling on the ground or something. There's something kind of weird and disturbing about that. Like, that wasn't really thought through. And it's like, I don't know, this sort of creature that is some sort of like trapped human being. It's like a mutated human being that is now trapped in this subhuman form. It kind of comes across as that. But I don't know. I don't feel that way all the time. I rather, and well, the game cries feel a little bit more realistic than having this human voice, voiced by a voice actor and all that. That's my hot take on that, if you will. So Alistair, I think his signature in the originals is Gengar, but I wanted to change that to Cursola because Gengar is a signature of previous Ghost-type experts, but he is gonna get Gigantamax Gengar. He's my boy, by the way. I love him. I love him. Is Alistair a he? I don't even know. I think he is, but if he's not, then sorry if I got that wrong. Let's take a look at Alistair here. And well, this is why Pokemon Shield is my game of choice. When I finally play the Galar games, the first one I'm gonna play is Shield because of this. Hey, I love them all. Bia is fun in her own way, but Ghost type is my favorite. I've gotta go for Alistair right here. And I'll have a great time fighting him. Yes, of course, Runrigos has to go here. Polteageist. Oh, yes, like... Polteageist is going to be an absolute must for me in one of my parties when I play the games. There's some other fun ghost Pokemon from here. Dragapult is one, and by the way, that's the next Pokemon. Although, hold on, I made a note here. Well, the thing about Dragapult is that it's in both Raihan and Leon's teams, but I'm still gonna give it to him. The thing about Dragapult is that it's also very top of the meta, like in OU, in Ubers maybe, I'm not sure. And yeah, like look at Dragapult right here. Also in monotype parties, whether it's a dragon or ghost monotype party, it's not a rare sight to see a Dragapult. And I gave him Chandelure. Let me see his original parties and see if he got Chandelure. He probably did. What other options are there? Mimikyu. Chandelure is a good option. Even in terms of meta, like Chandelier is there often as well. Mimikyu, Chandelier, Dragapult. You see them a lot. Dusknoir. But yeah, let's keep it a Chandelier. I don't see why not. I don't see why not. Beautiful Chandelier. Well, Chandelier is a signature of somebody before. But so is Mimikyu, I think. I'll give him Chandelier. Might be subject to change, whatever. No biggie. And of course, I love his overall vibe and outfit. A lot of Ghost-type experts tend to have a purple and black color scheme, or lavender and black color scheme. Poison and Ghost kind of share like a purple color. And Poison sometimes is more purple or more violet, if you will, than Ghost is. Ghost is more of a muted purple, which may be more like lavender. Which is intentional maybe because of Lavender Town in the first games. Although it varies, it varies. Look at Gengar's colors, for example. Look at Poltigai's colors. Chandelier's colors. Of course, not all of them have like a purple, but they don't have to. Just speaking like in general. Okay, so now we go for the fairy type gym. It's not gonna be Bead. It's gonna be Opal. I'm pretty sure they have an icon for Bead. They've gotta have it. But let me see if they have Opal. They don't, so I'm going to use the Ash Ketchum placeholder. Yeah, in this case, I'm gonna have Opal and Pierce be the gym leaders. And I want to see, I want to assign a rival party, a more generalist party, if you will, for Marnie and Beat. But it is possible that in this hypothetical deluxe Galar game, they do become the gym leaders after the game is completed, but it's after the game is completed. Let me see. What is Opal's signature? I think it's Alchemy. Vanilla cream strawberry sweet alchemy. Alchemy. Okay. I think it's like the default one that you see. Oh, well, let's just put Gigantamax Alchemy here. Because Beat is probably gonna get an Alchemy as well, but we'll see. Galarian Whizzing, of course. Poison Fairy type, what a beautiful Pokemon. Very much based on England. Oh yeah, I forgot that Galar is based on England. Well, it's not that I forgot, it's just I remember other things before I remember that. During the stream. In the things we're focusing on. Not that it plays a part into anything we're doing on the stream today, but it is worth mentioning. Kalos was based on France. We went to France a couple streams ago. We went to Hawaii, so to speak, a stream ago. We'll go to Spain on the next stream. We've also been to New York. And then all the others are regions of Japan, kind of. Let me see the remaining Pokemon. Okay. Let's see. I gave her Mawile. Just gonna do regular Mawile for now. And Togekiss. Now, I know these are based on the Galar games, Sword and Shield, but this is also a version that has like national Pokédex available, which includes not just the Pokemon, but the features from other games that stop being a thing here. So Mega Evolution would be accessible. Eventually I want to do these in Pokemon Showdown, and I will try to use national Dex formats. If it's not possible to use those formats, then it's okay, I can just go for Gen 8 without Mega Evolving some Pokemon. In the case of these ones, it's okay. In other ones though, not so much. Like the previous gens. I would like to have that. Let me take a look at her team. Because the team I'm basing this on is the Gym Leader Beat team. And I gave him Hatterene. But that's his signature, so I want to have something different for Opal. Another fairy type that she got here. There's the Gigantamax Alchemy. I mean, I guess she can have... Let me see then. Let me see then. The I need to see the fairy type. I think those bird sounds are part of the music, by the way, in case you're wondering. Let me see the national Pokédex. I need to see the national Pokédex order. Introducing Gen 8. I'm just gonna give her Hatterene. I guess it's not the end of the world if we do that. She's not gonna get Grimmsnarl either because that's on Marnie's team. Might even be in both Pierre's and Marnie's team. I mean, I could give her another Alchemy, but I think I'm gonna try to avoid repeating the type. No Sassian, we're not doing legendaries. No Enamorous either. Then I'll give her Hatterene, subject to change. Not Gigantamax Hatterene though, that's gonna go towards Bead. So that's the Fairy Gym Leader Opal. No picture for her. Let's see if there's one for Gordy. Yes, there is. Good to see that. What was his default outfit here? Like this black one. I'm not sure which one is supposed to be. I think neither of these is actually the original outfit. I'm not sure. Okay, no, yeah, it's this one. That is like beige or brown-ish with... Okay, yeah, this is the one. Didn't know how he looked from the back, basically. Gordy, the Rock-type gym leader, and then his mom, I think, is the Ice-type gym leader, Melanie. So nearly every type is gonna have a type expert representing it here. I think the ones we are missing are Bog, Electric, Flying, yeah. No, we're missing more than I thought. Bog, Electric, Flying, Ground, Normal, and Steel don't have a type expert in the original games. So they'll just have the Ash Ketchum placeholder. But Gordy's signature is Colossal. I think we did give Colossal to Kabu. No, wait, we didn't. Maybe I'll, instead of Hisui and Arcanine, I'll go for Colossal. They're also both Rock Fire, basically. And he'll have the non-Gigantamax Colossal. But here's Gigantamax Colossal. Fun Pokemon. Those like big, bulky, slow, tanky... Well, tanky-ish, because some of them like Colossal here have double weaknesses against some types. But those like tanky, big, slow but powerful rock types, there tend to be one in nearly every game. You have Golem, like going for the fully evolved version of all of these. Golem, Tyranitar, Aggron. More of a steel type, but it is rock type as well, unless you Mega Evolve it. If you're going for the original Hoenn games, there's no Mega Evolution, so there's that. Aggron, I think Bastiodon, Gigalith, Colossal here, some others I'm not remembering right now. Garganacl, recently in Scarlet and Violet. We also have Stonjourner. Wait a minute. I thought Stonjourner was introduced in Gen 9. I don't know why I thought it was introduced in Gen 9. I think I keep mistaking it with Garganacl. They look so similar. And it is there in Scarlet and Violet as well. It does return. So anyway, Dreadnought. Yeah, Dreadnought, the non-Gigantamax version. I gave Gigantamax Dreadnought to Vanessa. Speaking of Tyranitar, here it is. Not Mega Tyranitar. Also to keep it simple. He has Shuckle. Very nice. Shuckle. Shuckle doesn't chuckle though. Shuckle doesn't chuckle. You better take it seriously. Otherwise, you'll be in for a nasty surprise. Reminds me of one of the theme songs for Knuckles. Unlike Sonic, I don't chuckle. I rather flex my muscles. I'm hard as nails, it ain't hard to tell. I break them down whether they're solid or frail. Unlike the rest, I'm independent with my first breath, first test, feel the right and the words left. Born on an island in the heaven. The blood of my ancestors flows inside me. They do have Melanie. Nice, nice, nice. What was her... Okay, it's the white one. I like the purple outfit, of course. But she looks great like this. This is her style. Definitely her style. And Lapras is her signature. She shares this with Lorelei. In this case, we're gonna have the difference be like Gigantamax. But again, Gigantamax is more of a temporary form. It's not really... Unlike Mega Evolution, Dynamaxing and Gigantamaxing runs out. I think Gigantamaxing runs out too, correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know in the chat, maniacs. And yeah, like... in that sense, I mean, it's still the same thing for both of them. But at least for the trainer cards, if you put the Lorelei trainer card and the Melanie trainer card side by side, they're gonna have that difference. So it's worth something. It's the same with some Mega Evolved Pokemon. If somebody has it with Mega Evolution available, I would probably want to put the Mega form. That's what I did with the previous streams in which we used those. So yeah. Mr. Rhyme though, absolutely essential. If we don't have Lapras be her signature, then it should probably be Mr. Rhyme. Let me see the Psychic type expert. Yeah, the Psychic type expert Avery is which comes from the expansions, has Slowking as their signature, and the Poison gym leader has Slowbro as their signature. We'll get to them. There is something I need to say about them in this version of the leaks that we're doing. But I'll do it when I get to them. Hopefully I don't forget. Ice Cube, this bloody Pokemon I hate. If you want to tell me what's your most disliked Pokemon, Kaiden, it's this motherfucker. It's this bastard. Why? Because of his stupid ass Ice Face ability. I'm sorry, I just think it's extremely overpowered. Mimikyu was like this. I hated Mimikyu for this reason. Mimikyu was like this in Generation 7. It has a free hit. Like, the first hit doesn't do anything to it. It's so overpowered. I don't think something like that is very balanced, honestly. I don't actually hate it. I'm just kind of kidding, but it is kind of annoying. Mimikyu in Gen 8 was changed so that the disguise ability, it would still spend a little bit of HP after the disguise gets busted. But I don't know, it feels too overpowered. Like, the stats of the Pokemon don't make up for it. Like, you might say, oh, Kaiden, no, they're actually very weak in defense to make up for it. That's not the case. I really don't think that's the case. Galarian Darmanitan, though, for her, beautiful Galarian Darmanitan. Every single one of these except Lapras is a Pokemon introduced in Gen 8, I think. So this works out nicely. But damn you, Ice Cube! But, I don't know. I don't think the stats are weak enough to make up for it, or whatever else is supposed to make up for it. I look at a Pokemon like Shedinja, and yeah, Shedinja is an absolute glassy Pokemon, but it has Wonder Guard. On the surface, Wonder Guard sounds so overpowered, like it can only take damage from super effective moves. It's actually 5 different types that you can do for Shedinja, if I recall correctly. Let's see, Rock, Flying, Fire, Ghost, and Dark. I think an all damage Shedinja, I'm not sure about Dark, but yeah. And also damage from non-super effective moves, as long as it's like status damage or something else, can even kill Shedinja in one blow. Like, you do Will-O-Wisp to burn it or something like that, the first turn that it takes burn damage is gonna kill it. The same with poison damage from Toxic or even Toxic Spikes. But this is the reason why I think it's balanced enough, because then it's extremely weak when it does get hit. Or even a Sandstorm, I think, Hail can make it faint from that. Otherwise, it's not balanced at all. So, we now go for the Dark Gym. Not going to be Marnie, though. They do have Piers, great to see. Great to see. What was the original look for Piers? I think I'm gonna go for... yeah, I'm gonna go for this. We need more Dark-type Gyms, we need more. His signature is Obstagoon. Yeah, I think I prefer if Marnie and Bede don't become the gym leaders. Because then what would I do with the others, right? He gets Thievul as well. Thievul is neither in Marnie's nor in Pierce's team in the original games, and that's weird. I guess maybe it's there for like the villainous teams, or... I think, yeah, Chairman Rose probably gets them, I'm not sure. You can tell me if I'm right or not in the chat. Morpeko. Well, yeah, I'm just gonna have like the regular form of Morpeko. Looking very harmless, eh? Then he gets Scrafty and he gets Skuntank. Good old Scrafty. But after Gen 5, he has a quadruple weakness against... It's either Skuntank or Overquill. I actually considered Overquill here. Again, just pointing out that, hey, Legends Arceus is also in Gen 8. It represents that, right? Let me see his team, though, for the final Pokemon. because the other Pokemon we have there is Grimmsnarl, but I'd rather keep that only for Marnie. Let's see what he has. He has Malamar. That's a good choice. Or I may also go for Overqwil, but I'm gonna go for Malamar. Toxtricity. Why does he have a Toxtricity? The Champion Tournament. That's probably why. The Galarian Star Tournament as well. Okay. He's gonna have Malamar. Malamar. Either one works, I guess. I love the look of Obstagoon though. They had fun with the Galarian Zigzagoon. I like a dark type Galarian Zigzagoon. I don't know, when I first started playing the Hoenn games, for some reason I always thought of Zigzagoon as a dark type. Probably because there were also Poochyena around where Zigzagoon was, and for some reason I sort of mixed them up at first. So it feels like it's a full circle for me when I see like a dark type Zigzagoon, normal dark. But then the Obstagoon evolution, so there's Galarian Linoone and then Obstagoon. That's a lot of fun when they do these sorts of things. Yeah, before I forget, let me also... Oh, shoot, I forgot to change the name for Pierce. It says Melanie still. I want to get this right. I'd rather not do this off the stream or just keep it that way. Eventually, I'll forget to do it, so I'm just going to put everybody back here. Maybe I won't do it in the same order, but that doesn't matter. The only thing that matters, really, is that we have the first Pokemon be the signature one. And even then, if we miss that, that's okay. Scrafty, Guntank, and then Malamar. Bear with me a little bit here. Gonna save the picture again. Dark type Pierce. Still don't know how to pronounce that. Reminds me of Pierce Anthony, an author. I've heard so much about his books. I haven't read a single one though. Well, actually no, I did read a book that he didn't write on his own though. He was co-written with somebody else, which is If I Pay Thee Not in Gold. I remember the name so clearly. Who was it? Margaret Weiss? That... Let me search that very quickly. But his most popular series... His most popular books are like part of a series called Xanth. Xanth. But this is the one. Mercedes Lackey. This was a nice book. It was interesting. Some very interesting concepts in it. Oh, Goodreads, stop pestering me to register. There were some fascinating concepts in it about the way the world could transform. And the way the world is in here is apparently part of a cycle that happens every once in a while. Most of the inhabitants are not aware that this is a cycle that eventually is gonna end and is gonna be an entirely different world. For example, right now, in the age of the Amazonians, women rule through magic and men suffer what they must. A huge matriarchy. But apparently it's part of a cycle, and there used to be a cycle where there was a patriarchy, and it keeps happening over and over. The world resets, and they kind of uncover that secret. I kind of need to read it again. It's been years since I read it. I don't remember what happens after they learn this. If they like break the cycle and there's no more cycles and they balance the world or something. I don't know. Let's go for the Dragon Gym with Raihan. He's gonna get a Gigantamax Duraludon. Let's see if he has... Yes, he has a picture here. The original outfit of Raihan is this one, right? I love how most of the Dragon type experts tend to have something where they're dressed up as one of their Pokemon, almost. And most trainers don't do this. There's the Signa suits in Master CX, but like in their first outfits, they don't necessarily have something based on their Pokemon. I think Penny, to an extent, has this in Scarlet and Violet. She has the Eevee backpack. And yeah, we're gonna see Penny. We are gonna make a team for her next week. There's a lot of non-gym leader characters in the Paldea stream. Like, we always have non-gym leader characters, but they tend to be mostly the champion, the player characters, the rivals. Mostly that's it. But this time we're gonna go haywire with it, because We're gonna include everybody that's appeared in the Academy Ace tournament, which is pretty much every major teacher in the academies, in Naranja and Uva Academy. And this ultimate version of the game would also be an amalgam, a big combination of all the games, kind of like they did in Emerald and Platinum, and maybe Crystal, in which they combine, like for example, Emerald has both Team Magma and Aqua, equally be the villains of the story. Instead of one being the villain that you fight and the other being the good guys that are also fighting the evil team, depending on your version, right? So this deluxe version of Sword and Shield, well, we have all the gyms, so Bia's and Alistair's gym is are both there. You can challenge either one. They're both part of the same city, probably. What was the name of the city? Stone-Side Town. Lateral Town in Japanese. Dateraru Town. Lateraru Town, it says in the katakana. Yeah. So yeah. And then in the ultimate version of Scarlet and Violet, both Naranja and Uva Academy exist. I guess we will have Clavel be the chairman for both. And the Team Star operation, well, there's no Team Star operation actually, because the Team Star leaders are now gonna be gym leaders. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's go back to Galar. To Sword and Shield, if you will. So, right hand signature is Duraludon. Blah, blah. Kind of a tongue twister for me for a moment. And represented through the Gigantamax artwork. The Steel type gym leader is gonna get a Duraludon as well, but not represented with the Gigantamax picture here. Let's see, what Galar playlist should we play now? Let's play more Galar lo-fi remixes. There it is again. There it is again. It sounds so much like Dire Dogs at the beginning. It sounds exactly like it. That similarity is so funny. What is this based on? It's based on title screen. So the title screen like that. Yeah. Let me make a note of something here. I don't know. Again, I still have yet to play the games. I don't know what the title screen looks like for them. Bum 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 ba ba. Very nice. So the other dragon types, let's see. Yeah, so is anybody else gonna get an Appleton or a Flapple? Let me see. No, it's only Raihan and Milo that get it. I'm gonna make it say Gigantamax Appleton. And the thing is, when you look only at the picture, it could be either Appleton or Flapple. I'm gonna try not to forget to change the name here. But it can be either Appleton or Flapple. It's not like he's able to Gigantamax 2 Pokemon in a battle, that would be overpowered, but rather that he can be either one of these. Yeah, he probably does Gigantamax Duraludon. I mean, to be fair, Milo would Gigantamax either Flappleton or Flapple, sorry. The one he did in Gigantamax, yeah, it remains in its own way, because he gets both in like the ultimate version of his party, so it works out anyway. But in this case, yeah, it's to represent that it could be either one, so this works out, this works out. Then Dracozold. The fossil, like, Draco Pokemon. 2 of them are Dragon types, 1 of them is not. And the one that is not a Dragon type, I believe, is Arctozolt. Electric Ice. Yeah. I think the 3 of them are, like, very similar looking, like, I think fossil-based Pokemon. And yeah, Arctobish is in... Arctozolt, sorry. Is in... No, wait! Arctobish, is there an Arctobish? Might be more than 3. Yeah, no, but... Related to Arctozolt and Dracovish. Who has an Arctobish? Dracozolt, Dracovish... I'm so confused. Dracozolt, Arctozolt. Hold on a minute. Let me see the order of the Pokemon here. Is it 3 or is it 4? I must have gotten something wrong when I did it in the document. Huh. Maybe. Where are you? Where are you? It is 4 of them. No, yeah, it is 4 of them. But yeah, okay. 2 of the 4 are Dragon type. 2 of the 4 are Ice type. 2 of the 4 are Water. 2 of the 4 are Electric. Okay. I'm pretty sure we've had everyone so far now. Arctobish. Did Nessa get an Arctobish? Let me take a look at that. She did. She did. Like, I know I just did it some minutes ago on the stream, but you know how my memory can be. And if you don't, welcome. This is who I am. Or rather, it's not who I am, but it's what happens with me. With my memory. My potentially ADHD type memory. I don't know. I don't have official confirmation, so I'm not going to say that I do have it, but at least I'm allowed to say that I have a strong suspicion I do, right? So anyway, both Dracozolt and Dracovish. They're the dragons of this fossil four-way dance. What can we call it? There's duo, there's trio, or, you know, trinity. What can we use for number 4? Quadruple, square, I don't know. There's gotta be like a word for it. I could say squad or something like that, but it doesn't specifically mean that it's 4 people. For example, when we have the Superstar Squad in Final Fantasy XIV, that Superstar Squad may be 4 people, 3, 5, 8, maybe even 24 in a raid. Last week was so much fun, just doing the raids in the Crystal Tower. I have not been doing them off the stream. I haven't had time. A couple of days in this past week or so, I've tried to queue up for it, didn't find a group. Just couldn't find one, and it was already time for me to do something else. So, okay, just didn't get to do it. I'm hoping to do it though. To continue being used to the mechanics, continuing to practice, keep those skills sharp for future raids as well. I don't want to make some mistakes that will cost the team. Right now on DPS, I can afford to make some mistakes maybe. But later on, when I become a healer, and even later on when I become a tank, which is even more... there's even more riding on your shoulders on a raid in FF14 when you're a tank. Because there's only 3 in the entire raid of 24 people. But yeah, that knowledge will be useful to me when I go for those other classes, types of classes. Okay, so we go for the Poison and Psychic type gym leader introduced in the expansions. Clara, yeah, I figured she wouldn't have a picture here. It's probably gonna be the same with Avery. There's this weird thing they have in the lore of the games about a major league and a minor league. I don't know what the hell that's supposed to mean exactly. But in this ultimate version of the game, there's no such thing. Every gym is equally in the same place. Minor division. What the hell is a minor division? I don't know what the places that's supposed to be, but apparently if you beat them in their gym, you don't get a badge, and it doesn't qualify you for the tournament, for the Champion Cup, which is weird. I reject that. Even if I didn't reject that, this version of the games, so to speak, would need to have that. So, Clara, I love Clara, by the way. I love her style. Great style here. Avery as well. And you would think I lean more towards Avery because out of Poison and Psychic, I lean more towards Psychic. But something about her, like her lifestyle. I love what she's doing here with the face mask. The beauty face mask and doing weightlifting. You know, it has been brought in my attention recently that weightlifting is actually good for everyone. I used to think that it was only for people that wanted to build muscle. Specifically wanted to build muscle mass and stuff like that, right? Give me a second. Let me check something quickly. 1 second, everyone. Okay, sorry about that. But yeah, about weightlifting. Apparently it's good. It builds some sort of muscle endurance that is also good for beauty, for that matter. It's not about becoming stronger. It's not about becoming bulkier. You may get those things too, but even then you might not get them. If you just specifically do it in a way that doesn't give you those things, you will not get them. And I think a lot of people that want to keep good looks like this do a lot of weightlifting. Just this kind of weightlifting though. Not going for the heaviest type of thing on the gym or going into the gym and lifting the heaviest weight, getting it heavier and heavier every time you go there. The one where you need to use both hands on the one, you know, the one bar, the one long bar. No. Like, I think what I'm eventually gonna do with weightlifting is that I'm gonna peak at a certain weight and I'm not gonna go any further than that. Just doing a lot of repetitions of that weight is enough. I don't aim to become a pro wrestler, you know? I don't aim to become a bodybuilder. Pro wrestling was the first thing that came to mind because I'm a pro wrestling fan. Galarian Slowbro though. So Avery and Clara are like sort of rivals to each other. They're rivals in the DLC, but in this case they're just gonna be gym leaders. They're not gonna appear as rivals at all. And there'll be a sequel as all the other gym leaders, the ones in the original games and the new ones that we're going to imply, are introduced in this deluxe Galar game. Give me a second, I'm gonna choose just a random Pokemon. Just so I can remove the nickname here before I forget. Okay, Toxtricity. In the low-key form, I picked the low-key form specifically because I think I'm gonna use one of the other forms with the electric type gym leader. The amped form. There's also Gigantamax. I might give that Gigantamax Toxtricity to the electric gym leader. Bolton is what I assigned as the signature for that gym leader, but I might go for... If it doesn't have a Gigantamax, then I'll use the Gigantamax picture for Toxtricity. We'll see, we'll see. I do remember I gave a Toxtricity to Roxy in Unova. Because we have like extra slots and, well, okay, we gotta go for somebody from another region. But in this case, I went for something after the Unova games. Because Toxtricity fits her so well. Because it's like, you know, based on music, based on rock maybe metal, depending on how you see it. And she seems to be a guitarist in a metal band, in a rock band. So it works out. So, yeah, she has Galarian Weezing. She also has Slowking. I think I want to change that because Avery has Slowking. And I did the same with Avery. Avery has both Slowking and Slowbro. The thing about Clara and Avery is that each of them is exclusive to either Sword or either Shield. But this is why they both got it, basically. But I want to do it differently. I can give her... No, she already has Scolipede. Okay, let me do the other Pokemon and then we'll go back to that Slowking. I may still give her Slowking, but okay. The Drapion. Then Scolipede. Then that final slot. So I gave her both Drapion and Scolipede. Ah, she actually... No, wait, I was gonna say she gets Cantonian Weezing, but no. Coughing doesn't have a Galarian form, it's only when it evolves into Weezing that it's that exclusive version. But yeah. Yeah, there's nothing in here that would be different. I'm not gonna give her Slowking though. It doesn't make sense for her to... Well, she has it here too. I'm gonna give it to her. I'm gonna give her the Galarian Slowking. They're both gonna have both pairs, and each of them will have one be the signature. It'll be first on like the trainer card, like in the upper left, to distinguish the fact that it's a signature Pokemon. But here's the Galarian Slowking. Sure. It's subject to change though. I could go for something else on the Galar Pokédex. As a matter of fact, let me open the article for the Galar Pokédex. Like, poison types in the Galarian Pokédex. Like, she could get a Vileplume maybe, Roserade, Skuntank we've already seen, Gengar we've already seen, Garbodor, she could get a Gigantamax Garbodor actually. That might be a good idea, come to think of it. Gigantamax Garbodor. Does anybody have a Garbodor? Nobody else is probably gonna get it because it's a pure poison. Yeah, nobody else has a Garbodor. No, I'm changing my mind on this. I'm gonna give her a Gigantamax Garbodor. Just to be able to use the Gigantamax picture for Garbodor. There you are. It doesn't fit her in terms of style though. She's like a very pretty, a very stylish person. Stylized person, that's what I meant to say. Stylish, stylized person. Try saying that 3 times fast. Stylish, stylized, stylish. Stylized, stylish. I can't say that 3 times fast. But if you can, kudos to you. You get a digital star on your forehead from me. A digital cookie. Congratulations. No, it sounds like I'm teasing, but seriously, kudos to you. Hey, this Gigantamax Garbodor is subject to change too, but yeah. Just look at the mess that this Gigantamax Garbodor makes. It pulls in a ship, a building. My gosh, what chaos. It really is like kaiju, you see? No, I love the concept of Dynamax and Gigantamax. I think that was a fantastic idea they did in Sword and Shield. What I hate about it is that you don't see it past those games. It's not here in Scarlet and Violet, it's not in Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. Mega Evolution got sacrificed for the sake of that. Z moves, set moves also got sacrificed. And now Terra is in Scarlet and Violet. I'm sure we're not gonna see it beyond Scarlet and Violet. Or Paldea games, if there's more games in Paldea in the future maybe. It feels like it's just some forced gimmick that never comes back. I look at other things that have done that. Well, there's only one other thing like this that I think there is. That was a weird sentence, sorry. There's only one thing like this that I can think of, and that's Yu-Gi-Oh! Which introduced Synchro, Xyz, Pendulum, Link. And every time there's something like this introduced, it feels like a desperate attempt to have money. To get more money from people. Or a desperate attempt to be innovative. Sometimes you don't need to reinvent the wheel every time. Or really invent a new wheel every time. Nintendo has that sort of like mindset, and this is sometimes to their detriment. Sometimes it's done very forcibly. Pokemon has done that because of the sacrifice of the previous mechanics. So when you know it's gonna be introduced and you're not gonna see it again, unlike the Yu-Gi-Oh! Examples I mentioned, because they're still here, some aspects of that, some of the cards introduced from those mechanics may be obsolete now, but at least they're still there. Still playable. But yeah, when you introduce them like this, you sacrifice the previous gimmick and introduce a new one, and they keep replacing the previous one like this, it feels very artificial, very plastic, if you will. That's what I don't like about it. That's my mini rant about the whole thing. Overall, I still feel like the pros, there's some things that make me very sad about Pokemon. But my god, it's still such a fantastic game series. I am so looking forward to playing Scarlet and Violet when I finally play them. I'm excited to what they're gonna do next. Hopefully there's something this year. There's rumors that, let me say something right now, actually. There's, I've been hearing some rumors that the Switch is entering its final years and they're already working on the next console. I can't fathom what the hell they can do after the Switch now, because they've got to keep doing the mobile and console hybrid now. And I don't know what could be better than the Switch. Like, I guess it goes a little bit into what I just talked about, like just innovated for the sake of being innovative. The Wii U is a great example of that being a failure. You just create something new for the sake of being innovative, but sometimes you just force it too much. You just go too hard on that, neglecting what's already there, trying to fix something that ain't broken, right? It's good to be innovative, of course. It's good to try to bring in new things to the table, but sometimes you're gonna end up fixing something that ain't broken, you know? Let me see, Orbital, so the bug type, yeah. The bug type gym leader is going to get a Gigantamax Orbital for the trainer card, so this is gonna be the regular artwork. Let's go for Galarian Rapidash. This is the Psychic type gym leader, Avery. Galarian Rapidash is Psychic Fairy. Look at that thing, just straight out of My Little Pony. And I mean that in a good way. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. I can picture Rainbow Dash and... what were the names of the others? There was one that was like kind of gothic. Midnight something. Applejack was... no. One that was like very cowboy-like. I don't remember. I only remember Rainbow Dash right now. But I can picture all the ponies just talking to Rapidash and they're like, hey, what's up, Rapidash? What's up, bestie? Something like that. Mr. Rhyme is also here. As it should be. Mr. Rhyme looks like a lot of fun. I definitely want to have one in my parties. Indie D, I went for female. No particular reason, probably what she got in the original games. Is Avery a he or a she, actually? I don't remember. It's a he. It's a he. Oh my god, look at his outfit, though. That is such a gorgeous outfit. Like, the thing about the outfit is that it's meant to be within the standards of the Galar League, so it's meant to be like that sporty feel to it. That's why there's shorts. That's why they're wearing socks like these that are meant to be like sporty socks with the shoes. But he twisted it all to make the outfit be very colorful and for the socks to not look sporty anymore, but rather stylish in a different way. I love the twist. I love it. The top hat with the Pokeballs that are like flying around, probably with telekinesis or something like that. Clever design. Super clever design in my opinion. Let's see what we can have. Let's say Gigantamax. A Gigantamax Psychic Pokemon. Well, Orbeetle is one, but that's out of the question for now. I don't see... Wait. I don't see another one. So, it's fair game for what the final Pokemon is going to be, because it's not going to be Slowbro. Slowking is here. Slowbro is the signature of Clara. Let's see. Yes, I don't see any Psychic types that are... besides Orbeetle. That Gigantamax. Oh, Hatterene, but... it's the signature of Beat, and then it becomes Pure Fairy when it Gigantamaxes. Or no, wait, it's the move, never mind. But still, it's the signature of Beat. No, I'm thinking of Terra. That's the one that monotypes every Pokemon. But it can be any type it wants. It gives such twists to competitive play. I guess maybe the one part where I think it's okay to give up one gimmick for the sake of a new one is in competitive style play, because it is possible that if we had both Dynamax and Terra be playable, it might make things messy. What I would do personally, and then when more mechanics are introduced as the generations go on, it might be even worse. I mean, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a great example of being able to keep them, but at the same time, Pokemon is not Yu-Gi-Oh!, right? At the same time, I think there's a compromise you can do. What I would personally do, I would have a National Dex format that allows both Dynamaxing and Terastallizing, but you can only choose one of them for the battle. You don't have to choose before the battle. You can choose during the battle what you're gonna do. Whether you're gonna Dynamax or Gigantamax someone, or you're gonna Terastallize someone. Let's say you have Copperajah and you have Alcremie in your party, and you figure that you have a Dark type Terra for Alcremie, let's say. Or what could be a good one? Steel, a Steel type Terra, so that you can surprise the opponent when they try to do a super effective Steel type move on your Alcremie. You use the Steel Terra. That means that you can do no other Terras as it is normal, but you can't do Dynamax either. So you have to choose one or the other. You go into the battle knowing that you're only going to be able to choose one, but you still can choose during the battle. Or let's say you Gigantamax your Copperajah, and then you no longer get the option to have that Steel type Terra on Alcremie, or whatever is the Terra for any of your party members. Give me a second, everyone. I'm getting a phone call here. I gotta take it very quickly. I'll be right back. In this game, like, it's so beautiful, Tocino. There you are, Bacon. There you are, brother. You came at a good time. As we're coming back from a 90-second ad break. Oh my goodness, that was hilarious. I just love that ability so much. Let's use it again. Let's use it again. So much fun.
Outstanding, sir.
Thank you very much. Of course it's outstanding. I am an outstanding individual. It reflects in everything I touch, in everything I do.
No Jedi will be able to stand against.
It was all red and with all those... Whoa! Weaver? What happened to you? Did you fall? Mohas has been defeated. What happened? But yeah, there was a... Oh, the elevator. Omatase shimashita. I hope the clips were to your liking. I don't know how many played. That was a little bit short. But... I don't know if it played a whole clip before everything finished. Alrighty, so... Those are the rules I was set in place. I would love to see something like this come into play in Pokemon Showdown. I get the feeling I'm not the only one that's come up with that idea. It seems like something that makes sense to me. Again, Pokemon is not Yu-Gi-Oh! Can you imagine Yu-Gi-Oh! Like that? Like, if you Synchro Summon, you can't Xyz Summon or Link Summon anymore? No, you get some effects that do that in some cards, but it's not really the same thing. That's not what I'm talking about. But yeah, what are we gonna do then? We should take a look at Avery's parties in the game. Ah, he has an Alakazam. We can give him an Alakazam or Zubat. I feel like I want to give him a Zubat instead. Although Alakazam he gets from the beginning because Abra is there from the beginning. Zubat is there until, well, Woobat, which later becomes Zubat, is there until the second battle. Not from the first battle onwards. But yeah. Avery. Battle Court. Yeah, exclusive to Shield, so I would see Avery before I see Clara probably, which works out for me because again, Ghost is my favorite type, but Psychic is my second favorite, so I get to see Alistair as the gym leader for... the name of the city, what was it? Stone Side. Kind of a weird name for me. I keep forgetting it, probably for that reason. But yeah. I don't want to give him Alakazam because it's like the signature of Sabrina in Kanto or whatever, but... He can have an Alakazam. Well, let's go for Zubat. Let's go for Zubat. Not the end of the world if we have Alakazam either, but let's have a little bit more variety. Ash gets you in placeholder. We have no choice here. Oh, you know what I just realized? I think I forgot to save Clara. Uh-oh. Oh no, wait, I did save her. Never mind, never mind. There we go. You're not seeing it again, but I'm saving the pictures. Right-clicking and saving each and every one of them, so we'll look at the gallery when we finish. Now, we have to do the remaining types, so these are all gonna be the placeholder again. With the type in parentheses, these are all gonna be hypothetical new characters for the 5 or so remaining types that don't have a type expert in the original games. Last week was a lot of fun because there was a type expert for every single type that could now become gym leaders in Alola. It's gonna be almost the same next week. Well, if it all goes to plan. I don't know how next week is gonna look like, actually. Some things are coming up. I'm hoping to be able to have, again, 5 streams next week, or at least 4. I still want to do that Master Duel Yu-Gi-Oh! Stream, though. Still with the Theme Chronicle Festival. It's still gonna be ongoing. It's ongoing until the 30th or the 31st or so. That's Monday and that's Tuesday, respectively. I will probably have it again on Wednesday. And you know, given what I saw earlier today about the Super Quan cards that I have, which are not that many that I need, I'm very tempted to do some gacha pulls, some card pack opening in Master Duel. Alright, so now we go for the Bug type Gym Leader. Here's where we get to use the artwork for Gigantamax or Beetle. Look at that. Gigantamax or Beetle. Senti Scorch, which we've seen before, but we use the official the artwork for Gigantamax Senti Scorch, so this time is regular Senti Scorch. Yeah, I see Senti Scorch here and there in random battles in Gen 8 and Gen 9 in Showdown. I don't think we're gonna have time for Pokemon Showdown battles today, by the way. We did a few in the last 2 streams of Pokemon building, but not this time. Oh man, I'm so tempted to use Gigantamax Butterfree, but I've already used a Gigantamax artwork. I don't want to imply that they may also do Gigantamax of Butterfree. So we're not gonna see every Gigantamax artwork available, whatever, not the end of the world. What we are aiming to do though is to have every evolutionary family of every Pokemon, all the evolutionary families that were introduced in Generation 8. So Galar-based evolution families here. From, oh shit. Ah! No! Oh. Oh my gosh, give me a second. I had some yerba mate on my table here, on my desk, and I accidentally just dropped a little bit. Ugh. So if you don't know what yerba mate is, I basically had this container that had a lot of it. It's not, thankfully, no liquid spilled. There wasn't really much liquid left, but a lot of like herbs, a lot of like of the herbs just dropped on top of my keyboard. Ugh. It's a freaking mess I'm gonna have to clean. I can't clean it right now. I can't clean the whole thing. It's gonna have to be after the stream. Give me a second. I'm gonna put the break screen again. But, well, the evolutionary families from the Rillaboom one all the way until the, what is it called? The Dragapult one, because we're not doing legendaries nor mythicals. Give me a second here, everyone. I'll be right back. In this game, like... Ah, it's so beautiful to see. Now, there you are, Bacon. There you are, brother. You came at a good time. As we're coming back from a 90-second ad break. Oh my goodness, that was hilarious. I just love that ability so much. Let's use it again. Let's use it again. Ah, so much fun.
Outstanding, sir.
Thank you very much. Of course it's outstanding. I am an outstanding individual. It reflects in everything I touch, in everything I do.
No Jedi will be able to stand against.
It was all red and with all those... Whoa! Weaver? What happened to you? Did you fall? Mohas has been defeated. What happened? But yeah, there was a... Oh, the elevator. Did the elevator crush you? I come back and your body is just there and your droid is just looking at you. That's priceless. You just thought you could survive it. Oh, you jumped. You jumped. Okay, okay. Moghast has been defeated. Defeated by gravity. Yeah, for example, like the jump. I cleared up most of like the debris from the herbs of yerba mate. Let me Google very quickly so I can show you what I just dropped on top of my keyboard. Most of it went a little bit over the keyboard in a place that's not so bad, but it's just so you get an idea of the mess that just got made. It's this sort of thing, only that it's wet, so it sticks to the keyboard in parts, and there's all these super small. Hold on, let's play the music again. Super small pieces, and I think some of them are just gonna stay there until they dry, and I can have an easier time cleaning them. The upside is that it's just gonna be stuff that kind of looks like dirt on the keyboard. I have a little vacuum that has like a little mouth that I might be able to use. You know, those hand vacuums that give you like little, I don't know what you call them, but the mouths that you attach to make them smaller, to make them more, to do some for like carpet. I have one of those I might be able to use to remove the excess ones, but I still gotta wait for them to dry. The big upside to this is that I didn't drop a big liquid or anything. Yeah, that's what I was drinking today. I wasn't drinking tea today. Technically not tea. Some people may call this a tea, but it is its own thing, like just mate. But yeah. There is a mess of it like in front of the keyboard right now on my desk. I just pushed the keyboard a little bit. I can still use it just fine. From what I see, the keyboard is able to work just fine, no problem. We'll find out very soon, I guess. As I type things. Like, there was a super minimal amount of the liquid that dropped. The keyboard got just very slightly wet, but really nothing. This keyboard is kinda new, actually, so it would suck for that to stop working now. I usually don't splurge on keyboards anyway, so it's not a super expensive thing that I would have to replace. I'll probably buy the same model or one that's about the same price. Reborn B is the final bug type party member though. Let's get back to the team building though. Everything seems to be alright. I'll just do a little bit of cleanup after the stream. Yeah, it's a busy day for me today. With some of the things I have to do after the stream. To tell you the truth, I kind of want to rush through it a little bit. Also because I don't want these streams to take extremely long either. Like, sure, they're not meant to be like a 10-minute affair either, but I don't want them to go on for longer than they need to. Again, it shocked me when I did the first one, how long the whole thing took me. Didn't think it would be that long. Feels like this should be at the very most a 2-hour affair. And yeah, we're gonna reach the 2 hours at the top of this hour, but we're not quite done yet. We haven't even finished the gym leaders yet. I'll tell you this though. I'll tell you this. It's possible that there's kind of a justification on the next one to go a bit longer than usual, because it's going to be with more characters. Let's see. It's the same Gigantamax for either form, right? It looks the same for either form, I think, but yeah, here's Gigantamax Toxtricity. This is the electric type gym leader. Oh yeah, I did mention, I didn't finish talking about this, I think. But I'm still kind of cleaning the desk a little bit. You know, I've had so much worse happen to me in my years using PCs and all that. I've been using computers my entire life. That doesn't mean that I'm an expert at them either, though. I can be so stupidly ignorant about so many things. Probably should have used this Morpeko for the dark team and then the other for the electric team, but okay. I'll have this Morpeko just to have different artworks. Morpeko just turns like that in the middle of the battle based on the ability, I think. I don't remember what it was exactly. Dracozolt and Arctozolt both, because they share the electric type. These fossil Pokemon are kind of fun in that way. But that's the electric gym leader. Alright, let's speed run this a little bit so we can get towards the end. After we finish the gym leaders, we're still gonna have a few other characters. There's Leon, the player characters, Hop, Marnie, Bede. Marnie and Bede may take a little bit of time because they're not gonna be a monotype team. I'll try to base it on the rival team that they themselves had, with some variety in between. Yeah, Corviknight is definitely the signature. Gonna put it in Gigantamax form. Thank goodness there's no Tinkaton. This is not Paldia, so Corviknight is safe. It's safe. There's a taxi service. Everything is fine with Corviknight. But this is the flying type gym leader. Of course, Corviknight is the signature. Cramorant, just eating Pikachus and Barraskewdas. Who knows why? Or maybe it doesn't eat them, it just puts them in its mouth and it uses it to power itself up. But it's probably not like that if we go by Pokédex entries. Pokédex entries imply the most horror type of things sometimes. Like, some ghost Pokemon go and kill children in their sleep or something. Some dark Pokemon do some extremely horrifying things. Some bad things happen to Pokemon in their Gigantamax and their Mega Evolutions, like... I'm not gonna go into specifics though. I'm not gonna go into specifics because it's like... What the hell are you doing, Game Freak? But yeah. This reminds me, I think I also didn't finish talking about this earlier, but... What I love about Dynamax and Gigantamax... I was saying what I don't like about it earlier, but let me also say, I forgot to say what I do like about them. The concept in itself is great. What makes it great too is that it goes back into the kaiju side of things for Pokemon, because Pokemon does stand for pocket monsters. And it is meant to be that no matter how humongous the monsters get, some legendaries are like naturally huge, right? No Dynamax needed. Though they can still Dynamax, so you can only imagine what the size would be for them, but yeah, no matter how big they are, Pokeball technology allows you to just have them in your pocket, like that. Pocket monsters. So it goes back into that, in that you have these pocket kaiju that you can make fight each other. Not every Pokemon should be like this gigantic monster, right? But I don't know, when I look at like Generation 1 and I see like the title screen that begins with like Gengar and what was it, Nidorino and Gengar fighting each other, they have that sort of kaiju look to them in that title screen. And most of the fully evolved Pokemon in Gen 1 end up being like Pokemon that look big, that look like a mini kaiju, a human-sized kaiju or something, really based on that. Whether they're humanoid or not. Claydol, Runrigus, they're that type of Pokemon. Flygon. Dogtrio is not though. Not sure if I'm making any sense with the type of Pokemon it's meant to be, but I feel like that kaiju thing, that gigantic monster thing, has always been a staple of Pokemon, has always been part of its DNA. Among many other things. Among many other things as well. Not just that. Again, not every Pokemon should be like that. Pikachu shouldn't be like that, although it does have a Gigantamax form. Based on the fat, cute Pikachu that originally... Yeah, that's how Pikachu looked originally, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Fat Pikachu for the win. Though I wish we could refer to it in a different way. Fat Pikachu kind of doesn't sound nice. But I like that they were able to use that version of... that design of Pikachu, so to speak, for that. Okay, let's go for Greedent. Greedent is definitely the choice. I've seen great Greedents in some parties, in random battles in Pokemon Showdown. The cheek pouch can be so good with a berry or something. There's gonna be male Indeedee, then Dubwool. Many normal types that were introduced in Gen 8. Obstagoon is the signature of Pierce, but it's gonna be here too, because it's a dark normal type. Eevee! I want to put Eevee just because of the Gigantamax form. This is maybe subject to change, but I'm gonna put it there. And then Cinccino. Is that how you're supposed to say it? Is it Cinccino? Or Chinchino? Or Cinccino? I wonder. I always say Cinccino. So a little bit of both, maybe. I'm speedrunning this now, by the way. Just going through them quickly. Don't worry. First of all, you can scroll back when you see this in VOD form. But also, we're gonna see them at the end of the stream. I'll timestamp the video as soon as possible. Today is a busier day than usual for me, so I've been able to timestamp them very quickly because for these types of streams, the timestamps are very simple. If there are any other future live streams that are to be timestamped, they may not be as simple as this. But yeah. I may take longer to do the timestamps, so if you're not seeing them, it's because I haven't been able to do them yet. Because today is very busy, but yes, Berserker. Meowth is the only Pokemon that has 3 different regional forms. Like the original, which is Cantonian. Usually the original one, you don't say the region, so you just say Meowth. And you say Galarian or Alolan Meowth, but I hope we see more Pokemon that get more like that. Meowth is popular. Meowth is popular. For good reason, it's a great Pokemon. And well, because of the anime, right? But because of the talking Meowth in the anime. What is gonna happen with Team Rocket and Meowth after Ash is gone? They're probably gonna be gone as well. They look like they're gonna have an episode kinda saying farewell to each other as friends. And if that is the case, I love the sound of that. I wanna see that. Alright, this finishes the gym leaders. Now it's time for the champion. The one and only Leon. Something they did in the anime was that they showed this little flashback. I only saw the final moments between the battle of Ash and Leon. Maybe this is something they showed earlier in the anime during the Journeys series arc. But they showed this little flashback of him being like a young trainer about Ash's age. And he looks so similar to Ash when he was younger in the anime. He looks when Ash is beating him. And he flashes back remembering and he feels like, you know, that kid is just like I was when I was young. And so he's feeling like he's being defeated, being dethroned as the champion in a very fitting way. And it's like, wow, this is so well done. It was so well done. Already the fact that Ash is becoming the world champion and finally a 25+ year journey is coming to an end. Not 25+ years in universe probably. But yeah, that's something like that, right? Sure if you're hearing any barks in the background. A doghouse is on fire somewhere in the neighborhood. No, not really. Not really. That's just an expression I use for that. If a doghouse were on fire, that would be awful. Hopefully that's not happening. When there's a lot of barking, and I always say that, the doghouse is on fire. I don't know why. I don't know where I got that from. If it's an idea of my own or it's kind of pulled from somewhere. That's the thing with some jokes I make, with some ideas I have. Sometimes I don't know if I pull them from somewhere or partly pull them from somewhere, inspired from somewhere, or they're completely my own creation. But hey, I like to think I can be very original. So a lot of that does come from my own originality. If I do know where it's from, I try to remember that. Victor is one of the player characters here. Let's see if we have him. Yeah, most of the player characters are there in Master CX. What was his default outfit here? Let me take a look at it. One of the neighbor's dogs is being very loud right now. Hopefully everything is okay. You know, these are the sorts of barks that make you feel, is there a thief? What's going on? Dogs are rarely ever barking for the sake of being annoying, you know? Sometimes they're being spoiled about it. There is that. Sometimes they're being brats about it. Like, you have 2 dogs, 3 dogs, and you're giving attention to one. You know, you're cuddling one. You're petting one, and then the other dog gets jealous and starts just barking like an absolute spoiled brat. It's kind of funny. But that's the closest we've got to like dogs just barking for the sake of being annoying. They don't mean to be annoying, but they are misbehaving. Okay, so the parties I have for Victor and Gloria, some of the Pokemon are subject to change. Well, actually no, I only made these notes for Victor, not for Gloria. The Pokemon Adventures manga is still ongoing. We're gonna talk a little bit about this also for the next stream, because there's nothing for Scarlet and Violet yet. I still actually need to make some of the teams for the player characters, because there's no adventures basis since they haven't debuted yet in the manga, but Victor's team may be subject to change as the adventures manga is ongoing, but for now this is the team he's gonna get. For Gloria and Hop, I didn't make those notes, so I don't know. But yeah, what did I just give him? I gave him Surfetched. He's gonna get Dracovish, subject to change maybe as the manga keeps on going, but I mean, this is a solid team, all things considered. Mr. Rhyme, Galarian, Weezing. You know, the thing that sucks about not liking the anime cries is that as much as I love Smash Brothers, those were the cries they used for the Pokemon in there when they appear. I mean, I say they're disturbing, but most of the time I'm not actually thinking that. Like, it's something that I kind of just used to. It's when I start really thinking about it, like, why does Weezing sound like this poor poisoned human being? Yeah, it's a poisoned Pokemon, but it sounds very disturbing to hear this distorted, twisted, human-like voice that's kind of suffering. Weezing, something like that. Wow, look at all the outfits for Gloria. Ah, you know what? Some of these are also like the Isle of Armor, Crown Tundra. I forget which is which. They have like this sort of dojo that you join, I think, in the DLC. Again, I haven't played the games yet. I've seen a lot of it from other people's streams though, and from reading in the Bulbapedia or whatever. But here's Gloria, Gigantamax Cinderace. And then Oranguru. I didn't put any notes that any of these are subject to change. I know for sure they've got to be based on the... they've got to be based on the manga, mostly. For Hop, that's gonna come right after this, I think they are a little bit more based on the games though. Toxtricity here. We were able to have all the artworks, pardon me, all the artworks for Toxtricity, I think. Phalanx, we're gonna see Phalanx again on Scarlet and Violet, or rather on the Paldea stream. So there's that. But this is Gloria. The Scottish lass, I should call her. Always this stereotype. Well, I think there's something about her style that's kind of Scottish. Because the thing about Galar, I said England, but I think it's like the entire British Isles. Or or the right isle, like the isle on the east that has like Scotland, Wales, and England. I think. Or maybe it is just England and then Scotland comes into play in the DLC. I don't remember how it was. Wales as well, for that matter. But yeah, it's like in terms of like the geography, or at least the shape of the map, it's a reversed England, if I recall correctly. But here comes Hop. There's no image for Hop. That is shocking. Okay. I guess Ash kind of looks similar to him. Just make the skin tone a little bit darker, I guess. Hop does kind of wear a hat. Let me take a look at Hop, actually. He does have that sort of, like a hot-blooded personality that Hop has. I don't know why I recall Hop having a hat. Maybe the shape of the hair kind of looks like a hat. I have no idea. But there is a sort of resemblance in their overall demeanor. And they have this shonen, hot-blooded protagonist look of sorts. Anyway. For Hop, yeah, he's the one that gets Inteleon. So there you go, that's the spread out of the original starters for them. At least, you know, with the final evolution. That Gigantamax Inteleon is something else. When they have fun with the designs like that, it can be so cool too. He gets Corviknight, not Gigantamax, at least not in the artwork anyway. Snorlax, not gonna use the Gigantamax factor for that either. That's the Pokemon home icon, didn't mean to use that. Let's use the official artwork. And then Pinkurchin. I think that's how you pronounce that, right? I gotta have like... I gotta do like, just for fun, some trainer cards in which we have Pokemon that are similar to each other in terms of theme together. We can have Pinkurchin and Pyukumuku on the same team, for example. A team of only snake Pokemon. We kind of mentioned that earlier. And then Dubwool. And that's the team of the player characters and one of the rivals, but these are the three that got the original 3 starters, Fire, Water, and Grass, respectively. Now we're gonna go for Beed and Marnie. Again, I hope I'm saying Beed's name right. I don't know if I am. But this one, I will need to consult the wiki a lot. Let's begin with Marnie. Love Marnie, I love her gothic look. Punk, more towards the punk side, but there's something very gothic about it, and she's lovely because of that. And as somebody who eventually becomes the Dark-type gym leader, it makes sense that she has a style like this, doesn't it? Makes a lot of sense. Give me a second here, I gotta check something. I got another phone call. This is an unknown number, though. But it's not a number that... I can't answer that right now, though. If it's an unknown number, and especially if I'm having a stream, I'm not gonna answer that. Anyway. No, because if I answer a phone call, it's something that may potentially be an emergency. I see a number, and it's somebody who calls me who may be having an emergency. Without going into too many details. So that's why I answer them on the stream. It is possible that in the future, we will be in a situation in which I don't answer them. As a stream, I always lean towards a more professional, so to speak, presentation of the stream. Anyway, her signature is of course Grimmsnarl. Let's put the Gigantamax artwork here. And then her other Pokemon, we gotta look at it from here. We gotta take a look at her teams. At her teams in here. I think I might take away that electric dark Pokemon. Yeah, Morpeko. I think I might take it away from Pierre's team and give it to Marnie. She's almost a dark monotype trainer though. Okay, so let's see. Leapard, Toxicroak, and Scrafty. Let's do Leapard. Toxicroak. Also, so I don't have to keep switching between tabs. The faster I do it, the better. Otherwise, I forget. And then Morpeko. For the final Pokemon, this is a little bit like my own input. Yeah, she should get this artwork. What to do for her final Pokemon? The Champion Tournament. Yeah, this doesn't change for her. So I can give her another Dark type, honestly. What do you think would fit Marnie as the 6th Pokemon, maybe? Let me see if she got anything in the anime or the... Oh my gosh, and like her league... No, this is her gym leader... No. This is the league outfit. This is the gym leader outfit, which is also on point in terms of style. Like, her style. I love it. I love it. I might join the fan club. What was the name of the team that was following her? Well, that fan club of sorts that she had. I don't know what to give her as her final Pokemon. It's just gonna be another dark type, something she'll share with peers. This is maybe gonna be subject to change, but you know what? Let's have some fun with this. I'm gonna give her Overquill. What were the types of Overquill again? Poison Dark, right? Or Dark Poison? Why not? Why not? She gets something ultra rare in Galar. Subject to change though, subject to change. I think I want to change that Morpeko on Pierre's team, give him something else. But for now, these trainer cards are going to remain the same. By the time I upload them on like the big folder where I'm going to upload everything, that will be after the Paldia stream. It may not be immediately after, it might take some time, but by the time I do, I'll let everybody know. I'll post it on the Discord probably, maybe on Twitter. Seems like I should make it a Discord exclusive thing, so you have an incentive to join the Discord and contribute to the conversation. Sometimes I suck at starting conversations, so you help me out, maniacs. You help me out. Sharing memes, sharing all sorts of things. And then Bead, and that's gonna finish everything. We'll take a look at the gallery in a moment, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. That actually finishes the second Galar Lo-Fi playlist. Let's have another one. This is the original tracks and not a remix theme, I think. I don't know though, you can tell me. The volume is very low though, so I'm not sure if you can hear it over me much. But it's meant to be that low. So Hatterene, gonna put the Gigantamax artwork. I might actually change this so that it's the other artwork. So Beedto. Yeah, I think this is the gym leader version of him. Let me see. Let me see his outfits. Yeah, this is like the rival version, if you will. He has great style as well. I still lean more towards Marnie though. But yeah. I like the styles that the fairy type experts have too though. I am one of those people that leans more towards super fancy things. Like fancy makeup, fancy outfits that are very elaborate and have several layers to them. Well, usually if the weather is hot, I keep it simple, but I'm not somebody that likes to keep it simple in general. Like, my ideal outfits have several layers to them. Most of the time, though, the weather tends to not lend itself well to that. So that part sucks. And I can get really lazy with, like, putting together an outfit sometimes. So it's like a paradox. I'm a living paradox in many ways, and this is one of those ways. He's gonna get both Gothitelle and Runiclus, which I kind of don't like because I did this with Caitlyn in Unova. She had both Runiclus and... Well, okay, okay. So there's like a psychic version and a fairy version because he later becomes the fairy gym leader. I'm gonna make it be a hybrid of both, so to speak. So I need to see both teams here, really. I mean, I'm gonna give him Gardevoir. So we have that going here. Just regular Gardevoir. I think, yeah, he gets 3 psychic fairy types. Let's go. Hatterene, Gardevoir, and Galarian Rapidash. All of them are psychic fairy. I think Hatterene is maybe fairy psychic, but it's really the same thing. In this case, the order doesn't really matter. In the end, it doesn't really matter. I put my trust in you. Pushed as far as I can go. Okay. How many Pokemon are left? I could give him both Runiclus and... what the hell, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it. Both Gothitelle and Runiclus. And then Sylveon. That's gonna be Beat's team. Subject to change, maybe. Alright. Hopefully I didn't miss anyone. Hopefully I didn't forget to do anybody's card, because now we're gonna move on to the gallery. It's always fun to do this. There is only one more stream left to do this. But hey, let me not get ahead of myself. We still have to take a look. Whoa! This was the wrong screen. I haven't used that one in a while. That's meant to be for collabs. A huge tea table spread with the time vortex in the background, with the multi-dimensional portal in the background. Now, this is the Alola League. Give me a second. You're gonna see the Alola cards for a moment as I'm removing them. And it's not something I can do before the stream because we created trainer cards during the stream. What maybe I can do is remove all of them before the stream, but it's okay like this, I think. There's your boy Guzma. Say goodbye to your boy Guzma. As I'm going to add all the others. And when we see them, they should be in alphabetical order. With the gems at first, and then alphabetical order of just like the other character names. Alrighty. Well, now begins the look at all the gallery. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna take a look at each of them and I'm gonna read out loud all the names just to see this display case. Almost like looking at a Hall of Fame of the ultimate teams that Galar has to offer. Yeah, it would be good to have the Hall of Fame music. Oh, or you know what? No. We need the gym leader theme for this. I forget. This is what we've been doing the past few streams or so. I have heard this one before though. Most of the gym leader themes I've heard them, though I haven't played some of the games from some of them. Alright. The Bug-type gym leader of Galar, their signature, Orbeetle, which they Gigantamax most of the time, if not all the time. Then Senti Scorch, Frostmoth, Butterfree, Crossowl, Ribombee. Then Pierce, the Dark-type gym leader. Might eventually become Marnie, but I think in this case that doesn't happen. His signature, Obstagoon. Then Thievul, Morpeko, Scrafty, Skuntank, and Malamar. For most of them, yeah, their signature is going to be the first one you see. There is one big exception, potentially. Somebody who may have two, but we'll get to him later. Raihan, the Dragon-type gym leader. His signature, Duraludon, Appleton, or Flapple. He doesn't Gigantamax Appleton or Flapple most of the time. This is just one meant to represent either of them, because if they're Gigantamax, they look the same. Then Dracozolt, Dracovish, Dragapult, and Flygon. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing any names. I do think that a lot of Pokemon names are a tomato-tomato situation anyway. The Electric Gym Leader. Their signature, Bolton, Toxtricity, maybe Gigantamax, Pinkorchin, Morpeko, Dracozolt, and Arctozolt. Oh yeah, and for Pierce, that Morpeko he had is subject to change. Because Marnie is the one that should get it based on the story in the games, as to how she got it. Then Opal, the Fairy-type gym leader. Alcremie, her signature, Gigantamax most if not all of the time. Then Galarian Weezing, Galarian Rapidash, Mawile, Togekiss, and Hatterene, which she does share with Bede. Bia, Fighting-type gym leader. Machamp, which is Gigantamax pretty much all the time. Graplocked, Surfetched, Phalanx, Holucha, and Hitmontop. Kabu, the Fire-type gym leader. Scorch, Gigantamax pretty much all the time. Cinderace, Salazzle, Hisuian Arcanine, Torkoal, and Ninetales. That Hisuian Arcanine I think is gonna change to a Colossal. But some of these trainer cards I'm gonna do a double check on them before I upload the final gallery. But anyway, the Flying-type gym leader. Their signature, Corviknight, Gigantamax pretty much all the time. Then Cramorant, Mandibuzz, Sigilyph, Braviary, and Fan form Rotom. I don't know why I chose Fan form Rotom, but I probably had a good reason when I did this. Not gonna get into that today though. Gonna make the stream much longer probably. Alistair, my boy, the Ghost-type gym leader. His signature, Corsola. Then Gengar, which is probably Gigantamaxed. Runerigus, Polteageist, I love that Pokemon, Sinistea and Polteageist. Dragapult, and Chandelure. I've seen the Pokédex entries for Sinistea and Polteageist. It says that you can actually drink the tea inside of Sinistea and Polteageist. You're just not supposed to drink a lot of it. It could be lethal for you if you do that, but I would definitely drink it. I would do my best to not overdo it though. Hey, if I die from overdose of tea though, it would be a happy death for me. Happy doing what I love. But don't misinterpret that. I'm not gonna be stupid about drinking my tea IRL either, though. No, I always have good limitations with tea. When it comes to the caffeine intake, I have limits that I have every day based on the amount and based on the time. Like, I always impose those limits. For example, right now it's already too late for me to be drinking anymore. Like that mate that I dropped, not gonna drink any of it anyway. So here's the one that has possibly 2 signatures in both Flapple and Appleton, which he Gigantamaxes one and then the other doesn't Gigantamax depending on the battle, maybe. So yeah, Flapple, Appleton, and then Rillaboom, Eldegoss, Cherim, and Sarina. Then the ground-type gym leader, Sandaconda, which is Gigantamax most of the time, Runrigus, Dugtrio, Flygon, Claydol, and Quagsire. Hey, we're gonna see Clodsire next stream though, just a nice reminder of that. And I think you know, if you know Scarlet and Violet, I think you already know very well who it is that that has that as their signature. I have some things to say about that character that I think some people will not like. But it's nothing really bad. It's a sort of meme joke about it. But well, if you want to know what that is though, make sure to watch the Paldia stream. Listen to this music though. Like the crowd in the music. So well done. But Melanie, the Ice-type gym leader. A Gigantamax Lapras. Yes, probably. Her Lapras is Gigantamax most of the time. It is possible that instead of Lapras, Mr. Rhyme is the signature because she does share Lapras as the signature with Lorelai. Recall there may have been something else who also had a signature Lapras. So that's too many that have the same. Not the end of the world, but we try to avoid repetition like that. Then she has Frostmoth, Ice-Q, Arctozolt, and Galarian Darmanitan, which is a pure Ice type and then, depending on the circumstances in the battle, may change into an Ice Psychic type when it goes into Zen mode. Then the normal type gym leader, their signature Greedent, Indeedee, Dubwool, Obstagoon, Eevee, which gets Gigantamaxed, in this case only because, you know, it has that unique form. But sometimes they may Dynamax their Greedent, and then Cinccino. Clara, the poison type gym leader, their signature Galarian Slowbro, Toxtricity, Galarian Weezing, Drapion, Scolipede, and Garbodor. Similar to what I said before, Garbodor gets Gigantamax sometimes, and sometimes it's just a Dynamax of Slowbro. Then Avery, the Psychic-type gym leader. Galarian Slowking as their signature, then Orbeetle, Galarian Rapidash, Mr. Rhyme, Indeedee, and then Zubat. Then Gordy, the Rock-type gym leader. Their signature Colossal, which they Gigantamax most of the time, followed by Stonejourner, Dreadnought, Tyranitar, Shuckle, and then Barbaracle. Let's go for the next leader, the Steel-type gym leader. Operaja, their signature, which is Gigantamax most of the time, followed by Corviknight, Berserker, Duraludon, Stunfisk, and Mawile. And we've gone on for so long that the gym leader music has ended here. Hold on. Here we are. But yeah, now Nessa, the Water-type gym leader. That's actually it for the gym leaders. I nearly made it with enough time for the theme here. But anyway, her signature Dreadnought, which she Gigantamaxes most, if not all of the time, followed by Inteleon, Barraskewda, Cramorant, Dracovish, and Arctovish. That is it for the gym leaders. Hold on, let's play the champion music. Is Leo's music? I mean, it is possible that when you do the post-tournament after you become champion, you also hear this. I don't know, though. I don't know. But yeah, let's listen. This is mostly associated with Leon, I think. Great character, though. Great character. Yosh, now we go for the champion rank trainers, you might say. First is Bede. Again, they're in alphabetical order here, so it will start with Bede. Victor will probably be the last one. Bede, his signature Hatterene. Gigantamaxed most of the time, followed by Gardevoir, Galarian Rapidash, Reuniclus, Gothitelle, and then Sylveon. Psychic Fairy situation here. I like how 3 out of the 6 are both Psychic and Fairy. Then Gloria, her signature Cinderace, Gigantamax most of the time, followed by Oranguru, Ice-Q, Toxtricity, Stunfisk, Galarian Stunfisk, and Phalanx. Yosh. Then Hop. Can't believe there wasn't an image for Hop. It's kind of weird to see Ash, but Again, I don't know if it's just me, but I find similarities in the way they both look and the way they behave, probably. Did Ash ever encounter Hop in the anime? I hope he did. No pun intended. I just realized that was not intended. I hope he encountered Hop. Oh, I love it when I find accidental puns. It's the best. It's the best. The psycho dana. Hi, arigatou janai. Okay. Let's continue though. Hop's signature is Inteleon, Gigantamax most of the time, followed by Corviknight, Snorlax, Pinkorchin, Cramorant, and Dubwool. Didn't somebody else here also get Cramorant? Huh. I think I've seen like more than 2 Cramorant already. Anyway, the champion, Leon. His signature, everybody knows this one. The Gigantamax Charizard. He Gigantamaxes pretty much all the time, that Charizard. Followed by Aegislash, Dragapult, Mr. Rhyme, Seismitoad, and Rhyperior. Great party, great party. Then Marnie, her signature, Grimmsnarl, Gigantamax most of the time. Then Leopard, Toxicroak, Scrafty, Morpeko, and Overquill. Because why not? More Gen 8 representation, if you will, because Legends Arceus is also part of Gen 8, right? Then Rillaboom, the signature of Victor. So Rillaboom gets Gigantamax most of the time. Followed by Sirfetch'd, followed by Dracovish, followed by Mr. Rhyme, followed by Galarian Weezing, followed by Conkeldurr. And that is the Galarian League right there. Again, this will all still be in the video after the whole stream is over. So you can take a look at all of them. And eventually the gallery. So you don't have to watch the video. But hey, if you give me the views, thank you so much. And if you're giving me the views, also leave a like and a subscription and all that. Thank you so much for doing that, you absolute maniac. You're the best, and you get a nice star sticker on your face, like I do for doing that, you absolute superstar. But yeah, we're gonna finish it with that. Thank you so much for coming, everyone. There is only one more left after this. One more left, which will be for the most recent series of games. And they've already been out for a while. I think there's DLC that still needs to be released for them. They're probably gonna introduce a few new Pokemon, like maybe new forms of new regional variants of Pokemon. But I mean, for now, these teams are gonna be fine enough. There may be a modification to some of them eventually when the new games get released. Sorry, not the new games, the new DLC. Many of these teams end up being changed when new games get released for one reason or another, but not as many. Not as many. So for the most part, these teams that we're making are gonna be very final. But just saying that when I upload the gallery, you will see some variation between the teams there and the teams we did on the stream here. Especially the earlier ones. The earlier the stream, the more variation there might be. But yeah, thanks so much for coming, maniacs. We're gonna end the stream right there. Tomorrow, oh yeah, a reminder of what we have for the rest of the week right here. There's only 2 streams left, although I'm gonna look into some things. Hopefully nothing happens here, but some things have come up today. I am seriously hoping it doesn't affect the streams for the rest of the week, but I did talk about this. There's some potential construction work that's gonna be done on the building or really near that may affect the noise too much. I unfortunately don't have the tools, the resources, the things I need to muffle the sound, really, to really isolate the noises from outside and even from inside where I am. But I'll do what I can. This may even involve a change of schedule in terms of time or even days. But I'm happy we've had these 3 streams so far. But anyway, if all goes as it is planned, tomorrow we'll have Final Fantasy Friday, focusing back on like some solo content. We've done a lot of great group content. There may still be group content, especially if I go for some daily roulettes during the stream, but we're gonna focus on the rest of the main scenario quest in the stuff between A Realm Reborn and Heavensward. I think Into the Maelstrom, yeah, I think that's the name of what we're doing tomorrow, mostly. We're actually starting with the first quest in that big quest chain related to it all. And then Japanese learning at noon Eastern time back here on YouTube for a more chill stream. Because tomorrow, again, as long as everything goes to plan and all that, it's gonna be a super like exciting time as it usually is with Final Fantasy XIV. And then I wind down from that madness the next day. with the Japanese learning, with the kawaii Renshu phase, or maybe some Duolingo or other things. But mostly we're gonna focus on Renshu right there. That's my preferred platform right now for Japanese learning. Though it's good to have variety, that's for sure. Once again, thank you so much, Maniacs. I hope you had a lot of fun watching the teams be assembled, whether you were watching live with me right now, or you're watching it in VOD format, or even both maybe. Can you imagine some of you out there are actually watching me live and then watching the VOD again? You're the best. Thank you. No, seriously, thank you for any time you give me. Happy rest of your Thursday/Friday, or day, depending again whether you're watching the VOD. It's been very lovely, Maniacs. For now, I tell you, Otsukai-sama desu. Bye bye.